Most people think riding in traffic is difficult because there are too many cars. That's not actually the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that traffic asks your brain to do something it has never had to do before. Think back to your very first ride. Maybe it was in an empty parking lot. Maybe it was on a quiet neighborhood street. There weren't many distractions, no impatient drivers, no busy intersections, no one following closely behind you. It was just you and the motorcycle. Even though everything felt new, it still felt manageable. You had enough time to think. You could focus on the clutch, then the throttle, then the gears. You could remind yourself to look through the turn. You could think about your balance. If you made a mistake, you usually had enough room to fix it. Then came your first ride in traffic, and suddenly it felt like someone changed the rules. You stalled the bike at a traffic light. Your starts became jerky. You forgot to cancel your turn signal. You missed a gear. You entered corners too slowly or too quickly. Simple things that felt easy on an empty road suddenly became difficult again. That experience confuses almost every new rider. You start asking yourself, did I forget how to ride? The answer is no. You didn't lose your skills overnight. Something else happened. Your brain simply reached its limit. That's why traffic feels so different. It doesn't just test your riding skills, it tests your attention. And once you understand that, traffic starts making a lot more sense. By the end of this video, you'll probably look at busy roads in a completely different way. Reason number one. The first thing almost nobody tells new riders is this. Your brain has limited space. It can only handle so much information at one time. When you're learning to ride, almost every motorcycle control requires conscious thought. You think about easing out the clutch. You remind yourself to roll on the throttle smoothly. You remember to shift gears. You think about covering the brakes. You check your mirrors. You remind yourself to cancel your indicators. Nothing happens automatically yet. Every action uses mental energy. Now imagine adding traffic to that situation. Cars in front, cars behind, someone following too closely, a driver checking their phone, a cyclist on the shoulder, a pedestrian waiting to cross, traffic lights changing, road signs, lane markings, speed limits, potholes, parked cars, driveways, mirror checks, escape routes. Suddenly your brain is trying to process all of it at once. It's like opening 20 different apps on a phone that can only comfortably run 5. Eventually, something slows down. Not because the phone is broken, because it has reached its limit. Your brain works in a very similar way. This explains why many riders feel mentally exhausted after only 30 or 40 minutes in city traffic. Their hands aren't tired. Their legs aren't tired. Their brain is. Mental fatigue often feels strange because it doesn't always feel like normal tiredness. Instead, you notice yourself making little mistakes. Maybe you miss a gear. Maybe you brake harder than you meant to. Maybe you forget to check a mirror. Maybe you realize you've been staring at one car for too long. Those aren't signs that you're a bad rider. They're signs that your brain is overloaded. That's an important difference, because once you understand what's happening, you stop blaming yourself every time traffic feels difficult. Experienced riders aren't superhuman. They've simply reached the point where many motorcycle controls happen automatically. They don't have to think about every clutch release, every shift, every smooth stop. Those skills happen almost without effort. That frees up mental space to watch traffic instead. And that's exactly where every new rider eventually ends up. It just takes practice. Reason number two. The second reason traffic feels so difficult is because beginners naturally look in the wrong place. Watch almost any new rider in traffic. Their eyes stay locked on the vehicle directly in front of them. It feels safe. After all, that's the closest danger. But focusing only on the closest danger actually creates new problems. When your vision stays too close, everything feels rushed. The car in front brakes. You brake immediately. The light changes. You react at the last second. A vehicle changes lanes. It catches you by surprise. Every situation feels urgent because you're only seeing it after it reaches you. Now compare that with experienced riders. They still watch the vehicle in front. But that's not where most of their attention stays. Their eyes are constantly moving farther ahead. They're watching brake lights 3 or 4 vehicles ahead. They're noticing traffic beginning to slow before the car directly in front even touches the brakes. They're spotting gaps opening between vehicles. They're noticing drivers who look impatient. They're reading the entire traffic flow instead of just one bumper. That extra distance gives them something every rider wants: time. More time to think, more time to decide, more time to react smoothly instead of suddenly. A smooth rider usually isn't someone with faster reflexes. They're someone who rarely needs fast reflexes in the first place because they saw the problem early. The next time you're riding in traffic, try asking yourself one simple question every few seconds: what is happening farther ahead? Not just what's happening right in front of me. That small habit can completely change the way traffic feels. Instead of constantly reacting, you'll start planning, and planning always feels calmer than reacting. But even riders who learn to look farther ahead often make another mistake without realizing it. It's a mistake that quietly lets traffic make decisions for them instead of the other way around. Reason number 3. The third reason traffic feels difficult is something almost every rider experiences without noticing. You slowly start riding everyone else's ride. Think about how traffic behaves during a busy commute. One driver speeds up to make a yellow light. Another changes lanes without much room. Someone squeezes into a small gap. A car behind you starts following too closely. Without realizing it, you begin reacting to their decisions instead of making your own. Traffic speeds up. You feel like you should speed up too. Traffic breaks late. You brake a little later than you normally would. Everyone starts weaving through lanes. You start wondering if you should do the same. This pressure builds quietly. Nobody tells you to ride faster. Nobody forces you to copy them. But your brain naturally wants to match the people around you. That's normal human behavior. The problem is that motorcycles don't forgive mistakes the same way cars often do. A car can brake hard and stay stable. A motorcycle demands smoother inputs. A car has 4 contact patches. A motorcycle only has 2. The risks aren't the same. That's why one of the biggest improvements you can make as a rider is learning to ignore the pace of other people. Your ride doesn't have to match theirs. If another driver wants to rush, let them. If someone wants to tailgate, don't let them pressure you into making decisions you aren't comfortable with. If it's safe, create space. If someone wants to pass, let them pass. Your goal isn't to prove you're fast. Your goal is to arrive safely. Many experienced riders seem calm because they've stopped treating traffic like a competition. They're not trying to stay ahead of every car. They're not trying to defend every position in the lane. They're simply making good decisions one after another. And that mindset removes a surprising amount of stress. The moment you stop worrying about keeping up with everyone else, traffic often starts feeling slower. Not because the traffic changed, because your attention changed. Reason number 4. The fourth reason traffic feels overwhelming is because beginners try to watch everything equally. At first, this sounds like the smart thing to do. After all, more awareness should make you safer, right? The problem is that your brain can't give equal attention to every vehicle around you. If you try, you'll quickly become mentally exhausted. Instead, experienced riders naturally prioritize. They constantly ask themselves one simple question: who can actually affect me right now? Usually, the answer isn't every vehicle you can see. Maybe it's the SUV sitting beside you that might move into your lane. Maybe it's the driver waiting to turn across your path. Maybe it's the pickup drifting closer to the lane marker. Maybe it's the car behind you approaching much faster than everyone else. Those vehicles deserve most of your attention. The rest stay in your awareness, but they don't all deserve the same level of focus. Think of it like reading a crowded room. You notice everyone. But if one person suddenly starts walking directly towards you, your attention naturally shifts. Traffic works the same way. The riders who stay calm aren't ignoring danger. They're filtering it. That's an important difference. Filtering reduces mental overload because your brain finally has a system. Instead of trying to solve 20 problems at once, you're focusing on the few that actually matter. That makes your decisions faster, your reactions smoother, and your ride much less stressful. This habit takes practice, but every ride makes it a little easier. Eventually, you'll begin identifying potential problems almost without thinking. That's when traffic starts feeling much more predictable. Reason number 5. The fifth reason traffic feels difficult is probably the most encouraging one. Traffic doesn't really become easier. You become quieter. Think about driving a car today compared to your first driving lesson. Back then, everything required attention. You thought about every pedal, every mirror check, every turn, every lane change. Now you probably do many of those things without even noticing. Motorcycling follows the same pattern. At first, every clutch release needs your attention. Every gear shift takes concentration. Every stop sign feels like another test. But after enough correct practice, those actions slowly become automatic. You don't have to remind yourself about every little movement anymore. Your hands simply do what they've practiced. Your feet know where to go. Your eyes naturally check the mirrors. Your body starts working with the motorcycle instead of thinking about it. That doesn't happen in one weekend. It happens one ride at a time. And that's good news, because it means the problem isn't that you lack talent. Your brain is simply still building habits. Every ride strengthens those habits. Every smooth stop, every clean gear change, every controlled corner. Little by little, the motorcycle takes up less mental space. That leaves more attention available for reading traffic. That's why experienced riders often look relaxed in situations that seem overwhelming to beginners. They're not calmer because traffic disappeared. They're calmer because riding the motorcycle itself no longer requires much thought. So, how do you make traffic feel easier? The answer might surprise you. You don't do it by spending every day riding through the busiest streets you can find. Sometimes the fastest way to improve is to step away from traffic for a while. Find an empty parking lot. Practice smooth clutch control. Practice clean starts. Practice slow speed turns. Practice emergency braking. Practice until those skills stop demanding your full attention. Every skill that becomes automatic gives your brain more room for everything happening around you. Then, when you return to traffic, it won't feel nearly as overwhelming. Remember this: traffic isn't difficult because you're a bad rider. It's difficult because your brain is learning two jobs at the same time. First, how to control the motorcycle. Second, how to predict what everyone else might do. Those are both big skills. They simply don't develop overnight. So if traffic still makes you nervous, don't mistake that feeling for failure. You're learning. That's all. Keep practicing. Keep giving yourself time. Don't compare your progress to riders who've spent years building these habits. One day, you'll ride through the same busy streets that once made your heart race. You'll shift gears without thinking. You'll notice traffic patterns almost automatically. You'll stay calm at intersections that used to overwhelm you. And somewhere during that ride, you'll realize something interesting. Nothing about the traffic changed. The city is still busy. The cars are still there. The lights are still changing. The difference is that you've changed. The motorcycle has become part of you instead of something you're constantly thinking about. That's when riding starts feeling calm. Not because the roads became easier, because you became a better rider. If you enjoy motorcycle content that explains not just what to do, but why riding feels the way it does, consider joining the channel membership and becoming a certified auto nerd. Thanks for watching. Ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one.